Hey everybody, welcome back to Shoulda Cashed Out, and today we're going to play Craps Split the Sisters at the $220 level. So let's dive into it. We've got a $1,500 bankroll. We've got 500, 400. So we got 900 in black, we got 500 in green, so we're at 1,400, and then 100 in red. And let's take off 10 bucks and grab a stack of 10 whites. All right, so let's rack it up. So that's 900 in black, 500 in green, $90 in red, $10 in white. Okay, so how the strategy works. Let's say the point is 9. Doesn't really matter. We're off on the come out. Dealer, give me 220 inside. $220 inside. So 50 on the 5, 60 on the 6, 60 on the 8, 50 on the 9. All right, we're looking for one hit. That's going to pay 70 bucks. Dealer, take my 5 and 9 down by half. Okay? Or you could tell the dealer, take my 9 down, split the 5. So that's the first hit. You get paid 70 bucks, and then you pull down your 5 and 9 by half. So you've now got $120 coming back to the rack. So you've got $100 at risk. Let's say the 5 hits again. So that's going to get paid 35 bucks. Dealer, take my 6 and 8 down by half. Okay. So what do we have now coming back to the rack? We've got 215. So we are down $5, but we have 110 working inside. So we're not in profit. We're only down $5, but we've got $110 working for us. So that's option 1. Let me reset this back. There we go. Take this away. Let's say the 5 rolls. That's going to pay 70 bucks. 50, 70. Dealer, take my 5 and 9 down by half. Or you could say, dealer, make my 5 and 9 look like $25 each. All right. Let's say the 6 rolls. That's going to pay 70 bucks. There's 50, 70. Dealer, take my 6 and 8 down by half or make them look like 30 each. Doesn't really matter. They'll know. They'll probably figure out what you're doing. So now let's look at what we've got. So there's 100. There's 100. There's 20. So there's our buy-in or initial bet for our shooter. $220. We're now pulling back to the rack. $30 profit. $30 of profit, 110 working for us, paid. Paid with profit going back to the rack. All right, let's look at another scenario that I like to do sometimes. So let me reset this. Bear with me, we'll dive into the live rolls, but I want to make sure everyone's on the same page with what's happening here, because there is a lot of moving pieces. Let's say the 5 rolls, pay 70. 50, 70. Dealer, cut my 5 and 9 in half. All right. We've got 120 coming back to the rack, 100 in risk out there. Let's say the 6 rolls. That's going to pay 70. 50, 70. All right. So what we could do here, dealer, cut my 8 in half. Okay. So how does that work? So we've got 175, 200, 220, right? Because here's 100, 120. So we've got our initial bet back, okay? And we have a $60 six still. So we're in a really good position to get this six pressed or to spread out if need be. I like to play it like that sometimes. It's a little more aggressive, but you just kind of feel out the table. If you're behind, maybe you might want to go a little more aggressive, or maybe because you're behind, you may want to grind out a little more profit, to try to get back even. It's totally up to you. It's whatever you're feeling like the table's going to give you. If you're feeling like a long roll, maybe keeping this at 60 is the way to go. If you think it's been a choppy table, pulling that down and securing that $30 profit is the best way to go. The other way, we're just going to rewind a little bit. What if we kept the 8 also there? So what does our rack look like now? There's 75, 80, 85, 90. So we now have $30 at risk. We're not in profit, but we have 60, 60, 120, and 50. So we have $170 out there, and it's only costing us $30. So that's a super aggressive way to play, but that could be very beneficial if you're already in profit, to really have these ramped up and able to just really feed the other numbers. So several different ways to play. Nothing's linear. Okay. You always got to fill out the table. What is it doing? Hot, cold, choppy, and play accordingly. So let's get, there's our 220 inside from our bankroll. Okay. So we're all on the same page. Let's see what can happen. Now, let's dive into, so a $1,500 bankroll sounds light with an initial bet of 220. You're going to see that this strategy will just take off in 2 hits. So as long as we're able to avoid the 0.7 out, 0.7 out, 0.7 out, 0.7 out, we're going to be fine. Even if we're just losing $100, it just takes one shooter, and because we're already in a really strong position with 110 inside, we're going to be able to accelerate. So 1,500 seems light, but I think you'll see that it's actually going to work. So let's see. I could be wrong. These dice could just go 0.7 out, 0.7 out, 0.7 out. It can happen. It does happen. But let's see. Midnight. I got our bets set up, but we're off, just so you know. There's the 7. I might turn them on, though, if I'm seeing a lot of 7s on the come-out roll. There's the 8. Mark it. All right. Bets are working. 220 inside. 5. Okay, that's going to pay $70. Dealer, cut my 5 and 9 in half. All right. We've got $120 coming back to the rack. We have $100 at risk. All right. All bets are set. Coming out. 7. Okay. We lost $100 on that shooter. We'll try to keep up with it as we go. So we're minus $100 right now. All right. Coming out. Next shooter. Mark 6. Dealer, I'd like 220 inside. All right. Need 2 hits. There's the 8. Gonna pay $70. Dealer, cut my 5 and 9 in half, please. All right. Racking it. One more hit. There's the 9. Okay, in this scenario, it pays 35. Dealer, cut my 6 and 8 in half, please. So that wasn't an ideal hit. A 6 or an 8 would be ideal, and I would probably leave whichever one hit up at the $60 level. But we're good. We've got some profit, or we're $5 down, I believe. All right, here we go. We'll count it up later. I know we're down at least 100, if not 95, I think. All right, there's the 5. That's going to pay 35. Now, as we go through here, I'm going to show you how I like to press. We're going to take that 5 to 35. Collect the green. 3. 4. No help. There's 6. That's the point. Pays 35. We're going to drop the dealer $2. Take my 6 to 42. All right, racking the green. So we should only be down like $50 or so now. All right, here we go. That's coming out. We're on the 8. Marking the 8. Bets are working. Here we go. There's the 8. Shotgun the point. That's going to pay 35. Throw in $2. Dealer, take my 8 to 42. All right, see, we're fighting back. Here we go. Coming out. Midnight. Midnight again. There's the 6. Mark it. Bets are working. We need our 6 or 8 here. Nope, doesn't happen. There's the 7. Okay. All these bets fall. We fought back. We were in a hole. We fought back. All right. Coming out. We're on the 4. 220 inside, please, dealer. All right. Need 2 hits on the inside. Here we go. 10, no help. There's the 7. That sucks. That's okay. All right. Coming out. There's the 5. 220 inside, please, dealer. I think we'll just give him, let's do it like this. So we'll just drop 220. There we go. Keep it easier. All right, here we go. Bets are set. There's the 8. So with us being down, I am going to get more aggressive with my bets. So there's 70. Dealer, cut my 5 and 9 in half. But I do want to make sure and lock up. That way I at least have some money, recouping some of my money for another shooter. Here we go. 3. There's the 6. Perfect. All right, that wins 70. Okay. In this situation, because I said I'm going to get more aggressive since I'm down, I'm going to leave my 6 and 8 up. So I still have $30 at risk. Okay, we're just we're adjusting on the fly here. We're down, so we got to get a little more aggressive. So we're leaving them up. Here we go. Let's get a 6 or an 8. There's the 9. Pays 35. Okay. Dealer, take my 9 to 35. Now, with that hit, we're only down $5. Okay. 7 comes here, we lose $5. There's the 7. Okay. So we went for it. It's fine. That's what we have to do sometimes if we're down. You know, scared money doesn't make money. But we're okay. We lost $5 on that shooter. But if the 6 or 8 would have rolled, then all of a sudden, we're making a good fight to come back. There's the 3. We're on the 6. Let's throw the dealer 2 blacks, 4 reds. There we go. 220 inside dealer. There's our caps. All bets are set. Let's go. There's the 8. It's going to win 70. Dealer, cut my 5 and 9 in half. You got it. 120 coming back to the rack. All right, all bets are set. There's the 9. It's 35. This situation, I am going to go ahead and cut down. There we go. Because I have $5 at risk, but 110 working. Here we go. There's 6. I should have left them up. That's okay. All right, that's going to win that. That's going to go off. I'm going to throw him $2. Take my 6 to 42. There we go. Racking the green. All right, so we're at least in profit for this shooter. There's the 6 again. 3. 5. That's 35. Take the 5 to 35. There we go. All right, doing much better this shooter. Here we go. 8. 135. Throw the dealer $2. Take the 8 to 42. Rack the green. 4, don't have it. There's the 6. There we go. So 42 pays 49. Right, drop $1. Pay 2 greens. We're going to collect that. We need that collection. There we go. Next one, we'll take it straight to 90. 3. And that was the point. Sorry. We're coming out. Sorry about that. All right, we're on the 8. Wish we weren't coming out because that would have been a good hit on the 8. Here we go. 4. 4's rolling a lot. I might think about spreading out here pretty quick. Yeah, there's the 4. 7. All right. We at least made profit on that shooter. Okay. And we're coming out. We're on the 9. Drop the dealer. 220 inside, please. There we go. Bets are set. Hard 4. 9 Nina. That's the point. Base 70. Cut my 5 and 9 in half, please, dealer. 120 coming back to the rack. All right, coming out. There's the 7. We're on the 10. Bets are working. 7. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be a grind. Sometimes it's easy money. Sometimes you got to really fight for it. Coming out. We're on the 6. 220 inside. Four. 8. You could play this with the 4 and 10 instead of the 5 and 9 if you wanted to. I've played it like that before sometimes. All right, 70. Cut my 5 and 9 in half. There we go. All right, here we go. It would be called a 6 because it would be if you remove whatever's keeping it up out of the way, what would it fall on? So that's the point. Pay 70. In this situation, we're down. So we're going to leave the 6 and 8 up. Coming out. We're on the 4. That 4 is rolling like crazy. All right, here we go. There we go. $70. We're going to drop $5 for 75. All right, now we're looking good. Here we go. 5. That's 35. And we're going to take it to 35. Hard 4. Well, it's teaching me I should have put some money on the 4. Here we go, coming out. We're on the 5. Bets are on. There's the 5. Nice. Okay, that's the point. 35 pays 49. We're going to drop $1 for 50. And we're coming out. Bets are off. There's the 8. There we go. There's the 8. Perfect. That's beautiful. All right, that's going to pay, we're going to drop 5 for 75. And what we're going to do in this situation, we're going to take the 6 and 8 both to 90. We're down. We got to get aggressive. We're racking a green. Here we go. 6. All right. That's 6 and 8 to roll. Yes, sirski. There's the 8. That's going to pay 105. And we're going to, I think we're going to do a $5 yo with that $5. Let's do a $5 yo. We're just going to keep collecting blacks. Oh, I should have went on the craps, not the yo. Yo falls. And this $5 bet, that's me having fun. Here we go. 9. It's going to pay 35. Dealer, take the 9 to 35. Rack the green. There was that yo. Darn it. 10. 10. There's the 9. Perfect. I don't have any 1s, so let me get change. There we go. And then we're going to drop the dealer $1 for 50. Rack it. Coming out. Or here we go. Yes, sirski. 105. We got 90 on there. It pays 105. This time, we're not going to do the $5 yo yet. I'm going to wait till the 5 or 9 roll, then I'm going to do the yo. So we're going to collect that $5 for now. Here we go. More 6s and 8s. Hard 4. Which I could spread out here to the 4 and 10, but I'm going to keep it on the inside. All right. 35 pays 49. Drop a dollar for 50. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to take it straight to 75. 9 to 75 dealer. So we're going to put $11 in the rack, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a $10 horn high yo. So I'm putting it here, but know that it's a $10 horn high yo. Here we go. 5. Okay. Horn high yo falls. We get paid 50 for 1. There it is. We're going to collect that. But the next hit, we'll take it to 75. 8. Perfect. That pays 105. Right there, we're going to rack it. I'll tell you what, we'll do, that 4's been rolling a lot. And the 10 has been rolling a lot. Let's do a $15 4 and a $15 10. There we go. All right, let's go. 7 out. I lost that 30 bucks. That's okay. I think we fought back pretty darn good. Let's check where we're at. Let's see where our bankroll is at. There we go. So let me get 3 blacks right there. Put that in the rack. Let's see here. For the blacks, we got that. We got 1,000, 11. Here's 500. There's 1,600. So here's our bank. Here's our buy-in. So 100. I think we hit profit goal. Let me add all this up. So there's 500. There's 1,000. $1,500. So there's our buy-in. 1,500 was our buy-in. So our profit so far, that roll really helped us out. That's kind of the way the system is designed. There's 100. So let me get a black chip for these. There we go. So 200, 75, 280, $283. And that was with a couple 0.7 outs or 1 hit, 7 out. So the strategy strength is 2 hits, you've recouped your money majority of the time. And you're in a position to really just get aggressive and push. So if you are behind, you're starting out in a very strong position with 110 inside after that second hit, or like what I did, 60 and 60, and then you're really able to just push. So I think this demonstrated really well of the strengths and weaknesses of the strategy and how it can fight back. And so I know y'all are a little worried maybe about the $1,500 bankroll, but with how the strategy is designed, that $1,500 will last quite a few shooters. You'd have to be extremely unlucky to go through that $1,500. It would take 0.7 out, 0.7 out, 0.7 out, like 6 times in a row. It just, yeah, it can happen, but I'd like to think that it wouldn't. So this is a relatively safe strategy. And you could level this down to like 20, 24, 24, 20 and go from there, and maybe start with just like a $1,000 bankroll if you wanted to. So it's something to think about. We really like this strategy. We enjoy it. We love how aggressive. And, reality is we could have pulled all these bets down at any time, and we would have been probably close to 500, maybe even $600 profit. So that's it for now. This has been 220 Inside, Split the Sisters with a $1,500 bankroll. And until next time, be excellent to each other.